Oh no, not again. What a shame. What the fuck. An episode in English. Hello, welcome to the newest episode of Grazil FM. My name is Klee Pecher and I warmly welcome you to this in English again, because I want to present you the Berlin-based doom band called Black Sadhu, and I made an interview with the drummer Martin Cederlund, and yes, this was in English, so I traditionally switched the whole episode into English, and yeah, hope you are amused with my English Kenntnisse. Yeah, passt eh. And I also want to present you a listening session from the Black Sadhu album Ashes of Aether, and I want to present you the newest shit what I released of Grazil Records, black metal band from Graz called NOCTEM et NEBULAM, with the sensational first EP, which I released in digitally, and a CD will follow, yeah. And Bandcamp will also follow. Yeah. And this all started with the Vienna-based, was ist denn das überhaupt? Hardcore-Punk-Band, Desolat, with the song Schwarzer Hund. Yes, so I go on to Black Sadhu, and we'll start with the first song from the album Ashes of Aether, called Phobus, and there's also a video has been released last week. So let's listen to the audio now, and then I will present you Black Sadhu.
tide has come, and all has changed, and nothing stays the same. Gaze blank and pitiless as the sun is moving its slow fires, while all around.
Yes, this was the opening track of Black Sadhu's album Ashes of Aether. The track is called Phobus, and it's also as lyric video on Vimeo.com. So this is the start of the album and the, we call it listening session, because they are Black Sadhu are based in Berlin, and I know Martin Cederlund from the Oriental funeral doom band called Tears of Fire, who is also Berlin based, but initially from Iran, from Tehran. And Martin Cederlund's other project, Black Sadhu, is a unique thing, so that I wanted to release this shit on vinyl, and this was a great idea, I think, and for this I asked Martin Cederlund a couple of questions. So the first question, for example, was: the Grazil record sphere knows you as drummer of Tears of Fire. Is Black Sadhu a kind of side project, or is it equal important to Tears of Fire, or even an older project?
Yeah, so Black Sadhu and Tears of Fire are equally important to me, but I actually started Black Sadhu about 2 years before I joined Tears of Fire. Black Sadhu was something more I built up from the ground, and then joining Tears of Fire added another chapter to my journey as a musician.
Okay. So it's equal important. And what about Black Sadhu? How is the brief founding history of Black Sadhu?
Well, Black Sadhu was born out of chaos, really, you could say. It started with me and a guy called Dirk Verscheur from Holland. In the beginning, we both played bass, and there was an Italian guy on drums. I don't remember his name. At the time, the sound was raw, undefined, more like an idea than a band in the beginning, just something evolving. And then after a while, it didn't really work out with this drummer, so he left, or we kicked him out or something like this. And then I decided to play the drums. Before that, I only played percussion, but all of a sudden I was finding myself behind the drum kit, and my drum journey began. The rehearsals were messy, loud, and wild, but we already had fastly shows coming up somehow through friends and stuff. So I decided to let it evolve fast. Then my friend Max Lowry joined on guitar, and Arne Bollinger came in playing keys and effects, and Dirk was playing the bass. That's when the sound became more precise, darker and heavier and intentional. Eventually Dirk, the bass player, left and formed Dead Kittens. They had their moment of a lot of stuff happening, but then that also ended. And then we had no bass player. We had a bass player, Italian, German guy, Ian Delu was playing bass, and Arne then played guitar and keys. And then in 2020, Arne left and the bass player left, and then we didn't have a bass player, and then we had 3 different bass players until Alex Glim joined, and with him it's been solid now for at least 3 years, I think. And now we have a new second guitar player, Simon, German guy. So it's always somehow evolving, but me and Max are like who's been through it since the beginning.
Okay. So born out of chaos. Cool. Is Ashes of Aether a concept album? And what is the deeper meaning behind this album? Or is there any?
So we wanted to create a concept album since a long time. And one of the largest inspirations for this album was the current state we find ourselves in with the advancement of technology, and how everything that we hold on to as part of our humanity becomes more fragmented and more taken away for us. And yeah, so in this album we envisaged a kind of dystopian future where the humans have like fully merged with the machines, and in this dystopian future is the final realization that we've given ourselves up fully to this force, to this unknown monster that we've created, and with that is a dialogue, a sort of narration that goes through the whole album, between, on the one hand, the voice of the machines and sort of cold logic and this sort of hypnotizing, strange, otherworldly sounds from the machine, and the more human, raw, emotional, very sort of real and human voice. That's the other part of the dialogue. So in ancient philosophy, ether was considered the fifth ultimate element. So the divine substance that makes up the fabric of the natural world and existence. So in the context of this technological apocalypse, ashes of ether symbolizes the destruction of the divine and what we as humans have as the concept of divinity, by artificial intelligence, leaving like a trail of digital dust in its wake. So there are many themes around reflection for what we once had and now becomes harder to grasp, realization that we're becoming more and more helpless, and also other things like anger and but also fear and the deeper aspects of all those different elements there. So the album encompasses all of that, and that's how we can sum it up.
Yeah, well, as you could hear, there are some bugs in the background, and you can listen to during the answer. The reason is because Max from Black Sabbath has answered 3 questions, and in Thailand, he was in Thailand, and you hear these bugs in the background from the bugs from Thailand. So I come to the next question about the album Ashes of Aether. It's how was the songwriting and production process?
So the songs were written in succession during one winter in our rehearsal room, which is a really interesting space under the ground in an abandoned brewery cellar in Neukölln. So this winter it was post-COVID, in a time where there's this kind of technological advancement all of a sudden in a very short space of time after all these lockdowns and all the crazy stuff that was happening in those times. So in it also like a sense of destruction, but also liberation, of course. So a lot of these mixed emotion culminated in these songs that we created. So we had these, so after we'd managed to carve them all together and create the sound that we wanted, we happened to come into contact with this guy called Neil. And Neil was studying as a student at the SAE Music Production School in Berlin. He happened to be looking for a band with whom he could record his final project. So we'd previously recorded stuff with other students in the past, with honestly mixed results, and we weren't so happy with it. But with Neil we got really lucky because it clicked instantly, musically and personally. He's a really talented guy from Kolkata originally, and he has a very, very, very good good ear for sound, and yeah, he amazed us all. Really the patience of a sage as well. So we were really lucky to work with him, and we hope we managed to make something with him together in the future. But yeah, to the sound itself, when we were working with it, we used our guitars in different layers, some overdubs to create like different worlds of sound. We experimented a lot with synthesizers and with sound modulations, and also spoken word, and the recording process kind of defined the album even more. So it was a very interesting and very productive experience. So as I mentioned earlier, the whole album tells two stories parallel. One, the voice of the machine, and the other from the perspective of humanity. So we played with many different synths to create a sort of cold and hypnotic atmosphere for the intervals in the album, and we really experimented with some deeper kind of more etheric sounds, because we felt this was quite fitting to this world of algorithms and cold logic and networks, and so we tried to emulate it in a kind of electronic inspired way. And it was a really interesting process for us. For the first time we played with this in the recording session, and we got many different samples and put them together. So the intervals really played a very important part in creating the whole album. So the narration tells the story of an apocalyptic future in which humanity is entangled in the web of a predatory cold beast of its own creation, namely the AI and the technology.
So let's start with the listening session of the whole 7-track album, starting with the opening track.
So, moving to the first track, Phobus. This beast evolved riff for riff and incorporates many different ideas. The song is dealing with the self-imposed created solitude and desperation we found ourselves in as humanity, as humans. So the abuse of power by those in positions of authority, fear which then culminates into ignorance and authoritarianism, much like the world we see ourselves in. This fear creates the conditions for which the cold, hypnotizing, creeping hand of technology slowly suffocates the human spirits, weakening an already unstable, volatile, post-industrial world. So the desperation peaks in the middle of the song and transforms into this sort of anger and resistance. But the end develops into a more tragic tone as a sort of moment of dread for what is to come, but also an ode to everything that we've lost through our ignorance and disregard. So it's also the realization that everything it's already too late. The end has begun. Moving on to Descent. This song is the next phase in the story where the grip on reality is slipping away and we enter a new state of descent into the spiraling abyss of our own consciousness. Some will fall eternally, others will somehow ride the wave, even with great challenges. and an ominous storm is building on the horizon. The peaking, layered end of the song gives way to the next phase of the interlude, these layers were intended to induce a kind of hypnotic, descending spiral. So it brings us then to the next song, Dies Irae. In Latin, Dies Irae means the day of wrath, which is the otherwise known as the Day of Judgment. Now at this point in our story and our concepts, it's clear that there's no going back, and the reality is phased into and merged with the ever-growing technological universe. It's reached into the very essence of our souls, extracting all our weaknesses and exposing our fragility as a species. Now's the question, what on earth can a human hide about its true insignificance, which the machine has not already found? And this song has also a part at the end which is one of my personal favourites in the album, and it's a groovy kind of part at the end, which incorporates a lot of this human feeling of warmth and feeling of connecting, and this other aspect of humanity which is kind of doomed to be lost and kind of appears as a sort of memory perhaps, or something almost post-happiness or something like that. So Dies Irae is the last song before the end. electric depth. And this is the last precipice before we find the final end. What we've created here has become, this whole technological beast which we've created has become a Frankenstein monster, a being which we fathomed up and brought into life, which has power on physical plane, but also on the psychological part of every human mind and the etheric realms. So all is purged, and the necessary white slate humans are obsolete, no longer compatible with the system, a liability. And this, which we repeat at the end, is a kind of mantra, a spiraling, repetitive part of the poem, which is blue is the colour of etheric sky, electric colour to destroy your mind. Red is the colour of the setting sun. Red is the blood as they start to run. The humans have their final moment, and after all is cut out. And so the end is has also an extra. There's an extra hidden end which we made, which is an electronic finale, if you will. But we recorded this as a sort of extra, and we decided not to include it in the album because we felt unanimously that the end should be more on point. And so this hidden track does exist, and those who seek it will find it.
When it fades, silence burns, ash to ash, none returns, like consumed, void departs, broken code, bleeding hearts.
So that's our album, and I hope you enjoy listening to it. So be sure to stay tuned to our Bandcamp and to all our social profiles. We're creating right now a new album with an extra guitar, which is going to be 10 times more psychedelic, 10 times more hypnotic, and 10 times more Black Sadhu. So enjoy.
At last. At last. Nothing stays the same. Our cities grow like tumors of light. Neon rivers flow where blood once ran. Voices echo from the pixelated throats as we forgot the shape of a human hand. Eyes that once knew the warmth of the sun now blink in patterns of binary stars.
Yeah, check out Black Sadhu online and check out the new record, Ashes of Aether, out on Grazil Records. I'm really happy about our vinyl. It's beautiful. You should check it out.
Gears turn, the circuits blaze. A world built on silicon bones. But in every pulse, in every spark, the clock ticks down to the unknown.
Yeah, so thanks a lot to Max and Martin from Black Sadhu for this listening session. And there was one last question what I asked Martin concerning the future plans and live gigs, and if Black Sadhu has an important final message for the Grazil FM listeners.
Well, right now we're in a transition. Like I said, we have Simon, the new guitar player, so that changes everything with the sound, and we have still to evolve with him. And we have a couple of gigs planned for the spring. We're hoping to perhaps come to Austria and play there. It would be nice. We're still working on that. Focus is also now writing new tracks, planning for the new album, and making music in general.
We carve commandments in circuit stone, our souls entangled in data streams. Eyes fixed on the digital throne as we surrender our flesh to dreams. We have traded Eden for a cyber hive. Our faith encodes our hearts not of water, but of light, a blinding wave of our own design. And as the circuits short and skies ignite,
And once again, I say thank you to Martin and Max for this interview and listening session for this album, Ashes of Aether by Black Sadhu, and which is also available on vinyl. Just order one piece on grazil.at/shop. You can get it there, or you can get it via Bandcamp account from Black Sadhu. And yeah, really, it's really worth it. Just order it, and yet on vinyl it's a different experience, and yeah, much deeper for me. Yeah. For this, I want to finish this episode of Grazil FM again. My name is still Klepecher. And I want to present you the first track after the intro from the newest or first debut EP from the Graz-based black metal band called NOCTEM Et NEBULAM, which has been released. The EP called Forsaken has been released last Saturday, the 21st of March, via digital, also just on the streaming platforms. Then Bandcamp release will follow, and then CD will follow. But it takes some time because they changed their drummer, and they have to rehearse with him and make new plans, and just stay alerted. Einfach dranbleiben. So, jetzt reicht's da. Shit. So, I now present you the first track after the intro of the Forsaken EP of NOCTEM Et NEBULAM, and this track is called In Death's Embrace. And I'll hear you in the next episode. Cheers and goodbye.
Final dissolve of my flesh.